Hi. Let's say you've been made bankrupt and you've got a property and it's got significant equity in it, let's say hypothetically £100,000. And for whatever reason you've gone bankrupt only owing creditors about £20,000. What happens in that case is lots of debtors expect to get back about £80,000 equity. What they don't often appreciate is there are lots of costs that have to be paid in bankruptcy and they've got to be paid for from those proceeds. So let's take this hypothetical case. Somebody goes bankrupt, the official receiver is initially appointed, and then if you've got a property with that level of equity, the official receiver will then rotor out the appointment to a private insolvency practitioner who will then become the trustee in bankruptcy. Their job, amongst a whole shed load of other things, will be to realise that property. So let's say the property in due course is sold and now the trustee has got a load of costs to pay out. So what happens first is there's a tax called a Secretary of State fee. That's £6,000. Then you'll have the official receiver's general administration fee. That's £2,775. Now you'll have the trustee's fee. Their costs, I think, with base costs will probably be somewhere in the region of £10,000 plus VAT. They may need some legal advice, let's say a couple of £1,000 again plus VAT. Then you'll also have a creditor that will have potentially made the debtor bankrupt unless they made themselves bankrupt. But let's say in this case a creditor made them bankrupt. Their court fees and legal fees they can claim back as petition costs. They have to be paid. They might be in the region of about £3,000. And then you've got the initial debt of £20,000 that gets paid back to the creditors. They'll be entitled to statutory interest at 8% per annum from the date of the bankruptcy order. So let's say it might take about 2 years in order for the property to be sold and the creditor claims to be approved and the case to be closed so the trustee can pay everybody their money. That'll be about £3,000. So altogether, that £20,000 debt has now increased and probably looking at about £50,000. So the debtor who expected to get 80 grand back from the sale of the property probably only looked like to receive about £50,000. And that's when the case is relatively simple and the trustee hasn't had to forcefully go to court to repossess that property and force the debtor to move out of their home. Having said all of that, if everybody's been paid off in full from those proceeds, the bankrupt may like to consider having the bankruptcy annulled, which is a subject for a different video.